Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, there are 329 days until Christmas 2021. And today we're going to cover the Hasbro Pulse live event. I've got it there on the screen so you can see we're expecting that to start almost any time now. And so wanted to come on just a minute early so we'd be here at the very beginning of it. And we can discuss the reveals that come out, the pre-orders that are going to be available, and where you might be able to get those. Just some of the early news on that. 3 figures have already been revealed in the Black Series line. Oh, we got a minute and a half. Okay, so 3 figures in the Black Series line. Let me go ahead and share those with you from Hasbro's site. Let me bring those up here so you guys can see. And let me make it bigger. So we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi, Greedo, and we also have Jawa. So here's our Greedo. It's a Black Series figure. We'll see more detail about it here, but it's a new Black Series Greedo with the blaster there. It looks pretty good. And then we also have there's Obi-Wan, Ben Kenobi, Black Series again. This is the 6-inch figures. There's Obi-Wan, and then lastly we'll have Jawa. And here we go. Here's our Black Series Jawa. And so these 3 figures have already been released. They kind of gave us a teaser ahead of time. There's plenty of news out there available that you can find on some of the other figures available. But we'll just let this play itself out and see how it goes. So, hey, Spencer, good to see you. Good. Thanks for joining. We're going to join this live event here. Let me crank up the volume so you guys can hear. We can follow it live. Oh, there's Mark. Hey, Mark. Thanks for joining. And for those of you,
hello,
there we go.
Hello, Star Wars fans out there. So excited to be back with you today with my good friend Eric. My name is Patrick. We are here for, I believe it's definitely the first Star Wars, and I believe it's the inaugural Pulse Fan First Friday live stream of 2021, which is so exciting. I don't think we've been with you guys since November. I know I have felt that gap, and just so good to be back and talking Star Wars. Eric, great to see you. How you been?
I've been really good.
So,
it's been.
I'll turn down the volume while they're doing this. Yeah, so Mark's already given us a little bit of a preview. We're expecting to get from the Clone Wars, Maul and Ahsoka from Clone Wars Season 7. So those figures will be really announced here soon. We're expecting to see those. So as part of the reveal that we've kind of already have some heads up on.
But yeah, Eric, it's been, I think, early November.
They're just kind of going through intros, so nothing big to catch here. Hey, Gray! Oh, welcome. Thanks for being here. And
a bunch has happened over
here we go.
Just since the last time we spoke.
Let's see.
We were here. Obviously, Mando finished up its 2nd season, and we had the reveal of the Book of Boba Fett TV series. We also had.
Oh, you haven't missed it yet, Gray. They haven't shown it. Mark's. Look at some other sites.
New entertainment that was announced from Lucasfilm and Disney. It's really a great time to be a Star Wars fan. There's just so much coming down the pipeline.
I know, it's amazing. The Mando Monday is so exciting. The Black Series Mandalorian helmet, the Force Effects Elite lightsaber, the Nerf Amban rifle, Black Series figures, vintage figures, retro figures, archive figures, everything. Great product for kids. It was such an exciting time. And yeah, you hit on it. Like my shirt here, I guess is a bit of a spoiler. So fans, block this part out if you haven't seen all of Mando Season 2. But just some quick advice: if you have not seen all of Mandalorian Season 2, finish this live stream, of course, but then drop everything else and go out and watch it because it's amazing. So we could spend obviously the whole live stream talking about the past few months, but again, so much to get into, so we are going to dive into the show.
Spencer, we're hoping to get some new figures, but
as you guys know,
most likely we're just going to get repaints, re-releases of figures that are available elsewhere.
So the first one is regarding pre-orders. So we just wanted to start off wanted to kind of speak to this and apologize for the recent frustration and inconvenience that's been happening with pre-orders. Obviously, these have
That's hilarious.
In the past couple of years and in recent.
So, I've been complaining about the Hasbro Pulse site since the Fan Fridays and all of these events that they've had, the Mando Mondays. They've been terrible. And I know Mark put some orders in the UK, and those got canceled off of one of the sites. So, yeah, Hasbro's got some problems, and they're fessing up right up front here.
We're definitely aware, in many cases.
It's hilarious. Well, it's good that they've got their ear to the ground on it.
So we're focused on addressing these issues across all of the places for our fan items. So just know that those conversations are happening. We're also honestly assessing whether some items would be better not pre-ordered immediately. And that's taking place here in this live stream. So
Walmart and Target are taking a beating.
Which items
Walmart
today will be available for pre-order.
I'm going to put my
and when they can be available to be purchased. As always, again, this is just an example. We do value the feedback from the fan community. We're always striving to drive the business to make it a better experience for you guys. Yeah. So let us know in the comments what else we can do to improve the overall experience.
Oh man, Walmart is taking a beating.
The housekeeping issue we wanted to talk about was our collection specialty waves. So we wanted to latest specialty wave for the vintage collection. As you guys know, we do a couple of these throughout the year. They're basically similar to the archive collection in Black Series. The goal is targeted. These are entirely targeted at pulling in new fans. Kids, we know that there's a lot of kids buying the vintage collection. Casual fans, new fans, especially internationally outside the. These were never intended to be for established collectors. We've got our whole main line for that. We have some package refreshes in mainline that are intended for the established collector. But the specialty waves, those 2 waves a year, were always supposed to be for new fans. When we launched these back in 2019, the intent of these was to never hit traditional brick and mortar retail, only in the fan channel here in the US. But obviously, as we know, as you guys have called out, this hasn't happened always, especially with the most recent wave. So we've looked into this for that first wave of 2021. We've been assured that there's only minimal quantities at brick and mortar. So that shouldn't kind of stop up pegs. And then additionally, we stated this previously, I think in November in a fan site interview, but to fix this in 2021, after 2021, in 2022, we're moving these specialty waves to a completely different SKU. So instead of having to choose between waves, retailers can now just simply not take the specialty wave SKU. And if they do, it will live on a different peg. So we're hopeful that this will solve out that particular issue. But again, stick with us. That'll take place in 2022. And here in 2021, we're closely managing those quantities. Hopefully we see some improvements there. All right, so that's it for our upfront housekeeping. Let's get into the product, which is obviously what we love, what you love, and what we're here to talk about. So let's start talking about what we're going to celebrate here in 2020.
His audio is cutting out on me.
Studios 50th anniversary. It's such an exciting milestone, and it's one of our major product themes throughout the year. 50 years ago, the studio that we brought us such great entertainment, including, especially for us, Star Wars. 50 years ago, they were founded. So we're going to major milestone.
They're talking about the 50th year anniversary
of Lucasfilm.
And so they're setting up now that
we revealed the packaging for our archive collection at PulseCon.
So the audio is cutting out. They're talking mainly about the 50th year anniversary and some of the different lines that they've been releasing. That collectors are gobbling up stuff and not making it available for other people. They realize this, and they're trying to correct the rollouts so that collectors have access to them and maybe pre-order, but then there's a broader rollout that is more accessible to other people. And they're just going on right now about some of the
so we've had a
history.
original Kenner Deco Black Series figures the past 2 years. First was actually the convention exclusive Boba Fett in 2019. And last year we had Forlom and Zuckuss, which was also utilizing the original Kenner Deco and taking inspiration from that. And this is a perfect way to kick off the Lucasfilm first 50 years because it not only celebrates our heritage, but also it celebrates Lucasfilm's heritage as well.
Absolutely. So these products, as those ones in 2019, they are characters from the original Star Wars trilogy, obviously. They're done in the color deco scheme of the original Kenner toys, but they're brought into our most recent fan line, Black Series 6-inch. So just great kind of bookending of the Lucasfilm first 50 years. So the following 3 items make up this collection in the Lucasfilm.
So this is the ones I showed just before their stream started.
Night. If not, you're seeing it live. This is our Jawa. Looks amazing. So we went, obviously, with his vibrant, staying true to that original Kenner release. And as you can see here, we did decide to go with a soft goods execution. As you guys know, I'm sure, Kenner quickly soft goods from the original vinyl. So we wanted to stay true to that most iconic figure where they ultimately landed.
Soft goods is great.
The packaging is also great, and it really ties this program together. You're seeing an image there on the screen. On all of these packages, obviously, we went back to the original film outs, have to stay true to that heritage. And as you can see, we added the Lucasfilm First 50 Years logo to the front of the pack. Again, every item in the Lucasfilm First 50 Years.
So
will have
get collectors to have to buy them again, just because they've got that logo
Also
up there in the corner. You guys see it.
Packaging. You can
They're
see
putting
that
this
there's a
logo.
timeline featuring Lucasfilm's 50-year history. And this will be on all of our Lucasfilm First 50-year items. It calls out all of the major milestones that we're celebrating throughout the course of the program. And as you can see, it hones in on the particular one that this specific item celebrates. So that wrap over the full program, and that is our Java.
Yep. And up next, hopefully you guys saw earlier, we have Greedo.
Okay.
So this one also matches that Kenner original deco really closely. We just went with the brighter green and those darker green stripes on his arms and kind of just all over the character. The original Greedo actually did not have a vest in the original Kenner version. He was a little bit more simplified in his outfit. So we are releasing him without his vest for the first time in the Black Series 6-inch, which just hopes to stay more true to that original release. And up next, once again, hopefully you guys already saw this, but we also have the Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this is another character that we matched the colors for the original release, really trying to go after those brighter oranges and browns. This is also the first original Kenner Deco figure with a human face, which was definitely something that we had to figure out, and we decided to keep the photoreal deco on these figures for Black Series, and we lightened the hair slightly to match that original release. The most unique thing about this figure, as you can tell, is obviously he has the vinyl cape.
Yeah, they went vinyl with this guy.
For us in the Black Series line, and it is a great way for us to pay tribute to those original figures and how they executed those capes for those characters. And we're really happy with how they turned out. And this is also the first original Kenner Deco figure with a lightsaber. And we ended up making the lightsaber opaque in order to stay true to that original, the slightly more simplified version of that lightsaber. And we really wanted to pay homage to that original release. These items are available exclusively at Amazon and are available for pre-order right now. And they'll be on shelf later this spring.
Absolutely. So again, just kind of as Eric did calling those out, those items pre-order right now if you like them.
Okay.
Watch the whole live stream.
So those are Black Series figures, so they're going to be in that $20 range, and they're available on Amazon, so you can maybe get free shipping.
But I'm sure you guys are tuned in. You saw those last night on IGN. Cool to get the details and the behind the scenes for the decisions. But let's get to the reveals. The new product has not been announced yet. So we have a total of 10 product reveals today, 5 from the Black Series and 5 from the Vintage Collection. So we talked about Black Series original Kenner Deco. Let's keep kicking things off with the first vintage collection program in our Lucasfilm first 50 years program.
Probably be Ahsoka and
so just like original
Maul.
Deco, our vintage collection is all about celebrating the origins of Star Wars. Obviously, the card backs go to the original, but they have kind of all those original features. And they celebrate, obviously, the original Kenner toy line. And of course, what better way to celebrate the vintage collection within the Lucasfilm first 50 years
this is not going to be
with our ongoing effort to bring characters from 96 figures to the vintage collection. This is our original 96 program. So last year, as you know,
it's going to be from New Hope primarily.
We stated a renewed focus on the original 96. We're not gonna complete it all this year. This is gonna take some time, and it's just kind of a great focus to pepper in throughout the line to do a few characters here and there. So that's certainly going to be the goal this year. We can expect to see a few peppered in throughout the line. So that begins in 2021. There will be more, but it begins with this program of original 96 figures as part of the Lucasfilm first 50 years celebration. So up first, this is his first time in the vintage collection. So excited to announce it's the ATST driver. Eric, tell us what's going on with this amazing figure.
So this figure has been previously released in multi-packs or with the ATST vehicle. This is the first time on his own original card back, fulfilling an original 96 slot, as Patrick mentioned earlier. We did update him with the photoreal deco that we've been applying to all of these human characters, as well as with all original 96 figures. The goal is to recreate the original Kenner figures in the line. So getting the film outs as close as possible to the original is key. So for this item, we are featuring the vehicle on the film out instead of the character himself, because if that's how it was done in Kenner, that's how we are going to do it as well.
Absolutely. We do have, it's interesting. We have lots of conversations about making sure that we stay true to all the details, precedents, and principles of the original Kenner line. We take that seriously. Now, if you've got an ATST driver in your line,
you mean an ATST?
You might keep right. If you take him out, you're definitely going to need someone for him to battle with. So you might need Clue the Ewok, another great addition to our Kenner original 96 figures. So you can see again, kind of the card back is key. We're actually the original Kenner card artwork on this figure. And Eric, what's going on with the product itself?
So the one thing with this character that we really wanted to focus on was the Ewok accessories and capture all of that great detail that we see on this figure. He features a newly sculpted hood with the feather sticking out of the top, and he comes with new dagger and staff accessories. The deco is also updated with a wash to pick up all that great fur detail that you can see in the images on the screen right now. He looks really, really good. We're really happy with him.
That's awesome. Love seeing those updates. They take an already good figure, just really improve them and hopefully make him definitive. All right. As we said, great updates there. Very excited about that. Now, if you've got any Ewoks, if you've got a lot of Ewoks, some Ewoks, you obviously need one of their favorite people. We're not talking about C-3PO. We're talking about from Return of the Jedi in her Endor outfit, Princess Leia. Eric, what's going on with this figure?
So again, we have some really great updates on this character in particular. We created a new head sculpt with some great detail in her braided hair in particular to get that likeness to Carrie Fisher. And it has the portrait also has the photoreal deco in order to really punch up that realism. It comes with a newly tooled helmet and added detailed weathering deco for that helmet as well. We also looked closely at movie reference, and we created new camouflage fabric pattern for her poncho with a more accurate detail in this scale. And she is going to be a great addition to the vintage collection.
I like that she does have the cloth
I love
poncho.
The original vintage
That's nice.
Version of this character. In 3 3/4 inch super articulation. But great to get her updated.
And I will say the new TVC figures, those vintage collection figures,
are all exclusive to
are really, really well articulated.
We might come back later with pre-order details, but they are on shelf later this spring. So again, on shelf later this spring. Stay tuned.
Oh, they're going to get killed on that Walmart.
And that is not the end of original 96 reveals here in 2021. We will have more, again, not completing the whole set, but we will have more in 2021. So stay tuned for those.
The chat in this stream is
And let's
hilarious.
turn now to the next
They're
Black
not
Series
happy.
program in our Lucasfilm first 50 years celebration.
Yeah, I
Those
understand.
programs that
Very
we just
underwhelming.
showed, celebrated the original trilogy, but as we said, we are going to celebrate many of the major milestones, including when Star Wars returned to the big screen. We celebrated the Phantom Menace in Black Series in 2019 with our celebration exclusive Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Maul.
Yeah. I think they
wanted
have
to
4
continue that
Phantom
program,
Menace.
in the Lucasfilm first 50 years. Each
Yeah.
Star Wars entertainment has their iconic troopers, but before Clone Troopers took the stage in Episode 2, you had these guys coming on a Phantom Menace inspired cardback for the first time. It's the Battle Droid.
Nice.
So this is the same product release as in the 2019 mainline. We wanted to recreate the original 1999 release as closely as possible, including the first time we see the Hasbro logo on a Star Wars figure. Because, of course, Episode 1 was the first Star Wars film under Hasbro. One exception is there's actually no Comtech on the packaging. That was one update we did make from that original cardback release. We also added the foil to make it fit with the Celebration exclusives from 2019 that we showed earlier. And of course, Phantom Menace saw many new characters, including one of the coolest Jedi that we've ever seen. It's Mace Windu.
There you go. Purple Saber.
So we're really happy and excited to be able to get him into the line and into this collection. This is also the same product release as in the 2019 mainline. And just looks really striking on that Episode 1 cardback. And it was our first introduction to this character in the universe. And it was really cool to be able to see him on there.
Again, that
So,
looks like cloth
if you
robe. That's
got
nice.
The 2019 Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, you know that they have an image of the Duel of the Fates on the back of the pack. To complete the Duel of the Fates, you will need Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon.
Yeah, it's really he's definitely one of my favorite characters. I love Qui-Gon Jinn. And
I'm just going to turn them down again. So again, all of these were in 2019 except this Qui-Gon. So just like 2 years ago, and now they're just repackaging them. So where you're seeing collectors really angry in the chat is these are the same characters they bought just a year or so ago, and they're just putting them in a different package. So they get them to buy them again because they've got that logo on them, they've got whatever, but it's not really adding value to their collection. And people are really clamoring for the Mandalorian stuff, and it's frustrating to see them release this stuff, especially with the big box stores like Amazon, Walmart, Target, who have been canceling orders. Oh, there's Jar Jar. Okay. So, yeah, none of these
of that character in the very first introduction, the first time we saw him in the Star Wars universe. This character is the obviously takes inspiration from that Episode 1 cardback, and this one will come with the one accessory, the spear accessory that was shown in that original release. Once again, trying to pay tribute to those original cardbacks and those original releases.
The chat is really tearing them a new one.
Get this,
but look, I'm going to be fair. They mentioned at the very beginning, they've got new collectors coming into the franchise all the time. And what we've seen, especially recently, is a new appreciation for the prequels that people didn't necessarily share 10 years ago. So collectors that have had these, that have been building their collections, this release is not for them. So it's like, these droids are not the ones you're looking for. So that's the thing here. These toys are not the ones they're looking for. And the collectors are really getting frustrated. And that's where you get most of the pushback, is you're giving us the exact same thing you gave us a year and a half ago. You haven't done anything but make a new card and packaging. That is it. So but the collectors fall for it because they keep buying them. And the only way they're going to stop that is to quit buying them up. But they do that, and then they resell them like on Amazon or eBay at a markup. Like we saw, Gray saw the Dark Ray for $50. They're getting by with it. And like this guy here, my vintage collection, I got to get him in where you guys, my vintage collection Mandalorian with the helmet and head, and with Grogu and the ice cream maker. He's selling for $50. This little guy, right? He's selling for $50, and I bought him for like 20, right? The markup is more than double, and you can find him for 35 to 50. Oh, here you go.
What's going on with the product?
So this is a brand new sculpt inspired by her season 7 costume, down to the lining on the torso and the detailed pattern on her skirt. Ahsoka is obviously a very athletic and adept character in the entertainment, so we really wanted to make sure that she could get into those really iconic poses to be able to pose her out and photograph her. And so we created strategic cuts within her skirt, which is also molded in a soft flex plastic. As you can see here, there are some really cool poses she can get into. We also gave her rocker ankles to help to play that up as well. And she comes complete with her 2 iconic lightsabers in blue blade color, as Anakin updated them in the entertainment.
Yep, season 7 Ahsoka.
So next, let's move to the Black Series.
Oh, no, come on.
Our final vintage collection reveal. On our last live stream in November, we revealed Hunter and Crosshair in Black Series.
Okay.
We didn't have packaging to share then, but we actually do now. The Hunter and Crosshair have appeared in both Clone Wars and will star in the Bad Batch. And as you can see, the packaging here is actually from the Bad Batch. Our next reveal builds on that Bad Batch collection, a brand new Trooper variant, the Elite Squad Trooper. Wow. So this figure has a brand new black decal applied to a Clone Trooper Phase 2 sculpt, and comes with a standard Clone Trooper DC-15S blaster. This is the first time that we're seeing this deco execution on a Clone Trooper, and we're really excited for you guys to be able to see him later on in the Bad Batch, and you'll find out more about this character later.
I want to know the pre-orders.
I love seeing all the different cool Trooper variants that we produced, or that Lucasfilm produces within the universe. And again, just love seeing them in toy form. That looks great. Alrighty, so let's go on to our final product reveal from the vintage collection, and our final product reveal for the day. But again, after our product reveals, we have more news you won't want to miss, so stick with us. This reveal for the vintage collection is also from Clone Wars Season 7. And in fact, this is the first time we've ever done this figure in any of our fans' expressions. That's right, it's Darth Maul. Let's see him on the big screen.
Oh, there he is. Oh, with the mechanical legs.
So this
upgraded
is also
mechanical.
a brand new sculpt for the Clone Wars Season 7 look. He has really high level of articulation and also features those rocker ankles that Ahsoka also had. It's always fun to be able to capture a realistic portrait of these animated characters. For this
I like the blades to separate and
really
connect.
amazing job of getting this sculpt to be as close to the live action actors as possible. But we also lengthened his face just a little bit in order to blend it with his animated expressions and how he looks in the Clone Wars. We also utilized the digital photoreal deco for the intricate face tattoos, and they look more crisp and accurate than ever on this character. He comes with his iconic double-bladed lightsaber, which can break apart into 2 separate blades. And he is just an amazing addition to the line and will be a great foe for Ahsoka.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see.
They haven't told where you can get them or when.
Epic showdown.
So,
those last 3 items, the vintage Ahsoka and Maul and the Black Series Elite Squad Trooper, those are all available for pre-order today at 1 p.m. They're mainline items, so they'll be available at most major retailers, including Hasbro Pulse. So if you like the look of those, check them out in a couple hours. Of course, they will be on shelf later.
So most resellers, that means Dorkside Toys should have them.
Again,
1 p.m. Eastern.
Exciting news.
So we've got an hour and a half.
Let's see if it's true. It's exciting, as I said. Just trying to stay tuned into what you guys, as the fans, want. And we're trying to listen to that. We talked about that a bit up front. A little more here. All of the product reveals that we just did will be on shelf in the next several months. They're product that we had samples for that we could photograph and show you what the actual toy product will look like. But we've heard you guys say that you'd love to see further down the pipeline than just a few months.
Now we expect some Mando stuff.
We've heard you say that you'd like to see further down the pipeline. So we are going to try that out today. we're doing a little test with what we like to call
Mando.
pipeline reveal. Again, kind of by their very nature, we don't have a product that we can reveal for these items. We don't have those samples yet. So the official product unveiling and pre-order will be at a future event. So stay tuned for that. But we're going to reveal some of the character selects that we're doing this
Respect
fall,
Quill,
even
IG-11,
in both the Black Series and the Vintage Collection.
Yeah.
So again, as mentioned,
This should be heavy Mando. Should be really, really heavy Mando.
If you like this new idea, and it's potentially something we can do again in the future. So first up, the Black Series. We talked just a bit ago about the Bad Batch. Eric revealed that amazing new Elite Squad Trooper, and we showed the packaging for Hunter and Crosshair. Now, if you're going to have Hunter and Crosshair, you're going to need more of that Bad Batch crew, which brings us to the first pipeline reveal, Tech. He looks amazing. It's going to be great to keep building out that Bad Batch crew.
And the Bad Batch is great, but so is Clone Wars. And we had product reveals for 2 TVC Clone Wars characters earlier, but want to keep building out the Clone Wars for the Black Series. And we will start with this next character,
Ahsoka.
Aura Singh.
Right. Aura Singh.
So this bounty hunter
she's very popular.
First seen in episode 1, and then a recurring appearance in the Clone Wars to cause trouble for the Republic.
Yeah.
Great to get another Clone Wars character and another cool-looking alien into the line.
Mm-hmm.
And switching gears, we didn't have any Mandalorian product to reveal today, but with a property as amazing as Mando, that will change soon, starting with this next character, Zero.
Oh, Zero.
Nice.
So we love droids.
Little trivia about
Star
Zero.
Wars,
Do you know who
see,
the voice actor
cool-looking
was
droids
for
like
Zero?
Mandalorian, and continuing
The
to build
British
out that
actor.
Mandalorian presence in the Black Series.
Popular
And
in.
last month, we also revealed the Black Series Bo-Katan character. If you have Bo, you have to have Casca Reeves.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna get our.
It's another great member of the Night Owls in the line.
Yeah, you gotta get the Night Owls
to have her along with Bo-Katan.
Absolutely. All right. Now for our final Black Series
Yes.
pipeline review.
Gray got it from Community.
All of this new
Exactly. The guy from Community. And if you haven't watched Community, you should. It's fantastic. British comedy. It's really good.
Next character from the original trilogy in the Black Series for the first time. It's General Lando Calrissian, looking super smooth. So exciting. All right, so that's it for pipeline reveals for the Black Series. We are also
this is for me.
Mandalorian figures in the Vintage Collection. So we're excited to pipeline reveal this next character.
Quill.
It's IG.
Oh, IG-11. Okay, good.
Looking good. It's going to be.
Only 2. I think Quill should be the other one. Pretty sure Quill's the other.
That ride on and interact with the Razor Crest. All right. Our next pipeline reveal is probably my favorite thing that we're revealing today in terms of pipeline. Like we said, there are still the classics, and this character is one of the most iconic characters and looks in the original trilogy. He's long overdue for an update, and for the first time in the Vintage Collection, we're going to have Lando Calrissian in his Empire Strikes Back look.
Nice.
Again, looking super smooth. Can't wait for him to come to the Vintage Collection. So that's it for pipeline reveals.
People in the chat really want Quill.
Both Black Series and the Vintage Collection. We have for the Vintage Collection more new figures hitting the shelves in 2021 than in any year since the Vintage Collection had launched, which is super exciting. So again, if you like those characters, get excited for the product unveiling and pre-order at an event in the future. And again, let us know in the comments if you like these pipeline reveals, and it's maybe something we can do again in the future.
Yeah, I like the pipeline.
So that's it for today. We did it. Hopefully it looked as good out there as it did in here. But again, 2021 is going to be an amazing year throughout the year. Starting with the Lucasfilm first 50 years, but then obviously there's going to be
I'm going to put that down. I know I'm a little underwhelmed only because I really want more of the Mando characters. I've been trying to build out the collection, and they promised us that for the Razor Crest, we would have all of the characters that interact with it. So one of the things that everybody wants, and it keeps showing up in the chat and in the discussion, is Quill. And one of the blurgs, right? So Quill and a couple of blurgs would be wonderful, but we don't see those. And then there's been a lot of rumor about getting some of the other characters. So there's off-world Jawas. So a couple of things that we're expecting in some of these reveals later this year. Off-world Jawas. We need those because they're the ones that took the Razor Crest apart and pieced it out. And with the Vintage Collection Razor Crest coming, with the parts that come off, as if the Jawas were taking it down, we don't yet have the off-world Jawas from Mandalorian season 1. We also don't have a new release of the Sandcrawler. And the Sandcrawler is difficult to get. You've got to get it from resellers. The Disney store had one for $100 that you could get, but they've been sold out and they don't seem to have any more of those in production line. So we don't have those either from a vintage collection. And so for vintage collectors, we've been wanting, and especially just around the Mandalorian itself, we've been wanting Quill, we've been wanting Blurgs. IG-11 that they released today or announced today in a future release, that's great, but we still are missing quite a few that we really, really want to get in. So that's the disappointing part of it is for those of us that are just really into the Mandalorian, with the popularity of the Mandalorian, they're just not giving us much in that space. So unfortunately, that's where we are. 1 o'clock, we're just over an hour away, an hour and 25 away, when the pre-orders for some of the things that they announced today are going to come available. And they announced that's going to be on the Hasbro Pulse site. And Hasbro Pulse, you would think, well, okay, this is a Hasbro event. This was released on the Hasbro Pulse stream. Hey, Red Raven 96, welcome. Oh, good to have you here. So yeah, we've you would think, oh, Hasbro Pulse, I'll just go there and get it directly from them. The problem is, and hey, Anthony, good to see you. Thanks for joining. The problem with the Hasbro Pulse site is it gets clogged up, and you'll find, like, if you're not on there, a lot of times those completely sell out, sold out within 5 to 10 minutes. So you've got to be, have to have the site up. You've got to be clicking refresh, and try to get them in there. And then oftentimes, by the time you get through the order process, it's already sold out and you can't complete the order. I've had that happen to me a couple of times. I've had a couple of times where I can't get through. It's just a hot mess. Then you have other sites you can go to. So I've ordered from Amazon before because Amazon gives me free shipping, so I can save a little bit of money, and Amazon has a good price. So if you're of that nature, Amazon's a good choice for you. 1 o'clock you can go. They said it'd be other major retailers. Walmart should have it as well for order online only. And I've not had any luck at all with getting them in store for like in-store pickup at my local Walmart. But and then as I mentioned before, when they ship those, they're very inconsistent with how they pack them. So a lot of times the cards come already damaged, and then they're bent or they're kind of mutilated on the edges and things. And if you're wanting to get like a collection, you're a collector, you want to have them in pristine condition, then that matters to you. If not, then Walmart is just fine. They may come damaged. You don't care. You don't want that card anyway. You just want the figure. Walmart is perfectly fine for that. Amazon is sort of the same way. Amazon tends to pack a little better, but you still risk from Amazon getting those damaged in shipping, or pre-shipping. They may be damaged before they put them in a box, and then they don't really inspect the product, and they just throw it in a box, pack it, and ship it off to you. Again, if that doesn't matter to you, then that's fine. Dorkside is the one that will provide you the best quality. Now you have to pay shipping with those Dorkside products. And that's where, like Mark says, he'd like to get the whole product line in one order, so you pay shipping once and you don't end up piecemealing it out where you order 3 figures from, from Amazon, 2 figures from Walmart, and then like these 2 figures that are going to be released broadly today. So myself, I've kind of given up on getting them unless I'm just going to go ahead and open it, right? If I'm just going to open it, get the figure out, and I'm only going to get one, then I'll get it from the cheapest. Amazon tends to be my go-to because we've got the Amazon Prime membership, and I can get that shipped for free and save some money that way. So that's my recommendation as far as that goes. And that's where I would kind of point you all to. Let's see. Keeping up with your comments. And thanks, Gray. I saw that. I like this time for your stream, 11 o'clock. The problem with 11 is it often overrun. Josh, Den of Nerds, he doesn't start till 10:20 or something like that. And then it overruns. And then Trinity's running in this same time space as well. But on Fridays, this time kind of works better because Josh is not streaming. He's up in the middle of the night doing the WandaVision stuff, and then he's sleeping. So we can maybe consider doing these more this time on Fridays. So yeah, I'll try getting one or two from Amazon today. Good idea, Spencer. That's probably where I'm going to go with those Ahsoka and Darth Maul, because really, from a collecting standpoint, I'm after the Mandalorian, and I've kind of got to watch just from a budget standpoint and from my expenditures. We can't just buy everything, so I've got to pick and choose. So I'm kind of on the fence that since Ahsoka and Maul are not in the Mandalorian, or Ahsoka is, but this isn't the Ahsoka, the live action Ahsoka. It's the Clone Wars season 7 Ahsoka. So I may hold off and try to get Ahsoka from Mandalorian when they eventually get to season 2 and eventually start releasing those. And again, that's where the frustration comes in, right? I love Jar Jar with the Phantom Menace packaging. Yes. And like I said, the Phantom Menace, the prequels have kind of risen in popularity in the last 10 years, gotten really, really popular in the last couple. So there you have that. I have a premiere that I want to share with you all today. It will be released at noon, but I wanted to share it here first. And I've been doing these videos, toy unboxings, and releasing them as premieres, but I absolutely hate the countdown for premieres. So I'm not going to release it as premiere today. I'm going to live stream it here from my desktop, from my laptop, and we can then interact. I'll mute myself, and we'll interact as if it were a premiere, but we'll do it that way. Anthony, sure. Let me go up and see your comment. Oh, there you go. In general, is it hard to find high-end action figures like Mace Windu, Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon Plagueis? Is it hard to find high-end action figures? Mace Windu. So Mace Windu, they did announce today he's coming out. No, not Mace. Yeah, Mace Windu's coming out, and Qui-Gon. Both of those they're releasing. Yes, all of these that are collectible, the collectors buy them up. So all of the supply disappears. That's why it's so important when the pre-orders come available that you order them from the sites as a pre-order, because all of the inventory will be bought up. You could go to, every now and then you'll find where like Yak Face will go into a Target, or one of the people who follow Yak Face online, they'll find one in a Target or a Walmart, and they'll take a picture and then they buy them up. So you cannot hardly find any of these characters on the shelves. I know in the announcement today, they said, well, they'll be on store shelves later in the year. Good luck. Good luck. Most of these people find out when their local big box store is going to release them. And sometimes they have insiders there, like friends, family members who work at that Walmart, and they'll have them pull them, or they're there when they're unboxing them, and they'll just grab them up. Even in a small town like near where I live in rural Ohio, a lot of those places, they're never stocked. So yes, they are extremely hard to find. Extremely hard to find. Now, there are other very high-end places like Hot Toys that make like the $150 versions that are in that ballpark. Hot Toys you can order online as well, but again, you're gonna have to pay that premium price for the Hot Toy mold. The Black Series or the Vintage Collection Series get bought up, and then you're stuck buying them from a reseller. You'll find them on Amazon marked up 2 to 3 times, or eBay marked up 2 to 3 times, and sometimes they'll throw shipping on top of that. You just get raked over the coals to get those figures. So yeah, you got to really be careful. Oh, Trinity snuck in. Hey, Reefer Man, good to see you. Oh, hey, I need you to reach out to me. We need to arrange for our live stream on Monday. I need to talk to you as soon as possible. So if you could, my email address is in the description of this video. If you would go get that, send me an email so we can start that conversation. I've already got the other 2 guests lined up, and I just need to lock you in. So there we go. Depends on the character. It depends on how big your pocketbook. That's exactly right. All right. So I'm going to mute myself here, and I'm going to play. I've got this to share. It's going to be released at noon on my channel, but you guys get it just a little bit earlier, and we can interact in the live stream as if it were a premiere. So let me share this full size, mute myself. Some of them not so much. There's a lot of inconsistency there. So this is an unboxing today from Dorkside. We'll take a look and see what the difference is between how Dorkside ships their toys and figures versus how we get them from those other big box stores. First of all, I've gone ahead and opened it, and in the very, very top is the invoice. So I'll take that out. We don't need to have that in there, but it's right on top. So that's nice to have there. And then second, you can see, look, this is filled with peanuts. Oh, I'm going to take this and pour them out down here because I don't want them all over the place. But we'll pour the peanuts out, and we'll get to the figure itself right here. So, and I'll just note that the peanuts were both on top and underneath the figure. So I got peanuts all over the floor. And here's our figure. Here we go. We have the Mandalorian. Here we go. This is just the Mandalorian. So before we opened up Mandalorian and Child, this is just Din Djarin himself. Here we go. You can see him there. And he can, again, with the rifle. And instead of having this in the holster, that's got the gun in the package. So again, we get the warning on the top that says, look, there's a choking hazard. Again, there's a small toy. So you can tell with the difference between the ones that have the small pieces and the ones that don't. And again, the card here is pretty nice. We've got Din there on the card versus the one that we got with the Mandalorian. Let me grab that for you here so you can see the card that we got. So here's the one that we got with just Din Djarin. Here's the card that we got with the child. Right. So let's put these up side by side. They're very similar. You can tell there's a difference, right? So this one's a little further back, but it's taken from the same shot, it looks like. This one's a little bit lighter, a little closer. This one's a little darker, a little further away. And this one had the child in with it. And that was great. And it's still sitting here. And the difference also, our other figure, we can remove the helmet and we can put his face on there. And of course, we've got Grogu there with him, right? So you can do that. This figure here, the helmet is not replaceable, right? Doesn't come with it. So overall, I think I like the other package better. Everything else appears to be exactly the same. So I think I'm gonna leave this one boxed. So we're not gonna take this, but yeah, I'll take it out. So here we go. You can tell it's the same, right? Everything's the same between these two, but the one in the package here doesn't have a removable helmet. So we'll go ahead and unbox it. I'll be fair to you guys, and we'll open this guy up. We get the box cutter here, and I like to cut them out from underneath. And I'll trim this up later. Normally I do this before we get on. But I'll do it this time here because I like to be a little careful about removing this packing from the top, right? The blister pack. I like to remove that as close to the package as I can without cutting into the card, so that I get a nice clean card that's undamaged. This time I damaged it just kind of in a hurry. So here you can see the card, and again, I damaged it myself. That's just me being in a hurry. So there's the card. And again, this came undamaged. Dorkside Toys did a great job of packing it. And so for a collector who wants to have something in pristine shape, again, Dorkside is the way to go. Here you go. There's the packaging. We can remove the top, and again, the paperwork comes out with it. And we just want to compare these two figures side by side and get a sense for how well they work. So here's our jetpack. And if you remember when you saw the other one, the jets were kind of bent inward. They are rubber, so that they can be moved. But the other ones are kind of bent inwards. And there's our jetpack. And then likewise, we've got the rifle and the little pistol here. And as we mentioned with the other pack, the gun is rubberized, so you don't have the problem there. And it does have a pin on the back. That pin allows us to strap it to his harness on the shoulder, right? So there's a little hole right there. You can see it peeking through, right? So that hole and the pin line up so that you can shoulder it, right? So we'll do that just to show you what that is there. Stick that in there. And I have noticed with my other figure as well that these sometimes don't want to go all the way into there. So you can see there's a little bit of separation. After you do it a couple of times, that hole seems to open up a little more, and so that the rifle does sit in there a little better. And then this is the other bane of my existence. So this cape is rubber. It'd be nice if it was cloth, and you can get cloth ones off of Etsy and other places. But this cape interferes with our jetpack. So if you've got the rifle on there, right? You've got the rifle on, and I think we counted the last time this jetpack came off like 7 times. This Santa's trying to get that to stay on. That jetpack just kept falling off, and now the rifle came off. We're going to stick that back on. We'll get the jetpack back on. And with the jetpack and the cape and the pin that fits it into his back, there's just not much room. And so what happens is they keep knocking each other loose, or the cape comes way over to the side. So the big complaint, I think, is primarily the cape. The cape being rubber causes us the most problem because you can tell that it wants to cover that hole. See that? When it's just laying flat, it's covering partially the hole where the jetpack goes in. You got to move it off to the side. When you do that, that's great and all, right? But look what it does. See how the cape's sticking out? Let me show you from the back. It's like he's in a heavy wind, right? It wants to push it out. And if you want to get it to kind of snug back underneath there, it pulls that jetpack slightly away from his back. And when you pull it away from his back, then it starts to get a little more dicey as far as staying on. So here we go. We're going to try again. Here we go. We're going to have the same problem we did with the one that comes with the child. It's the exact same figure. So, you know, you would expect it to have the same sort of problems. We'll get this rifle to stick in there. His shoulder harness there isn't wanting to let that set all the way in. And then you kind of got to pull it off to the side, move the cape. Now I can't get, see, it's just really, really difficult to get all these pieces to fit together. And I really don't know how much that gives somebody who wants to play with it or to manipulate it, how frustrating that's going to get to try to keep all those pieces together. Okay, we've got that reattached. We're going to try to reattach the backpack here, right, our jetpack, and try to get his cape to settle down. There we go. We've got everybody attached. So it's kind of tight, and that jetpack likes to come loose when you're doing anything with it, right? Anything at all. So we'll go ahead and take the jetpack off. We'll take the rifle off and just go ahead and go through the rest of the figure. So the pistol's in here. It's taped in. Again, I've got to kind of cut into the tape to get it out because it's just all right, there we go. So here's a pistol. It's really nice. It's colored. Right? We got a wooden grip, like the brown grip. It's not wood. It's rubber. All of it's rubber cast. Which again, the rubber's nice. It makes it so it's not going to just get brittle and break. Right? I like that a lot. And then the holster on his side fits that really well. So let's see if we can move that so you can see the holster. Right, there's the holster, and we can fit that right in there, and it's really nice. The tip of it sticks out the end. Look how nice that is. And of course, you could hold that in his hand if you wanted to. We've got, as you can already tell, we've got the regular articulation of the figure. Everything, we've covered this before with our other guy. So he can move his wrist, his hand, his elbow, his shoulder. He moves at the hip, right, at the waist. We've got a little action right there at the sternum, and then, you know, again, the legs are going to, typical, right? It's the same sort of setup. So we've got all the kind of articulation you want to be able to pose him. I love the colors. You got a little wear in the vest scar there on his leg, right? You can see that. And I just love it. It's a great figure. And I've got two of them now. We've got helmet on, helmet off. There they are. It's the same guy. It's exactly the same. It's the same figure. We can see here. It looks like there's a little bit of difference here. Nope, that's just lighting. So that's the same. They're both exactly the same if I reverse it. You can see his shoulder piece here is not, here it is, right? So the shoulder piece is the same. I'm turning the other way, right? It's the same. So here you go. So for me, I prefer the one that comes with the child. And these are already selling unboxed on eBay for around $40, 35 to 40. I see them 35. They tend to tack on some shipping. 50. I've seen them at 50, and they'll put free shipping on there. But the figure itself originally sold for around $18 US, and this one here is a little bit cheaper. Let's see. I can't remember what it was. I've got the billing right here. This one was 14. Okay, so 14. You get Din Djarin here with the helmet, no child, and no other head figure. This one was like 18, 19. It's another $5, but you get the head, you get the child, and you can do that. So here's Santa's recommendation. Go get the one with the child. Try to get him at retail price. Don't pay that $50. It's crazy. And then there you have it. All right. So thank you very much for being here. And we've got some unveilings today.
Right.
We'll get some other orders in. We also have some orders in our back order. We're waiting on those to come through. And as they come in, we'll continue to do these reviews. Thank you again for being here. All right, I'll stop it there. So, yeah, thanks so much for sticking through, replaying that video from the unboxing. And I did see that there are a couple of differences between these characters. So let me, the figures. And I want to bring it up just so you all can see. So on here, you can see the thigh piece on the one here has some wear on it. And the thigh piece on the one with Grogu does not have that same wear on it, right? So you can see the brown on there, and then the helmet. So let me put this guy down and bring up the helmet that you can put on. The helmet on the Din Djarin version has some wear on it, right? So it's got some brown where the plating has kind of been damaged, right? But the Mandalorian one does not have that same wear. So there are differences in the two characters if you're wanting to get those. And then I didn't mention that the one that was just Din Djarin does come with your little ice maker and several pieces of Beskar. So you can have those as well. Oh, and you know, now that I mentioned it, I don't know. Oh, the Beskar is all in the container. So those are nice the figures. And there's a third one out there that has him in the pre-armor. So like from episode 1 of season 1. So you can get that version as well. So there's 3 different versions of the Mandalorian. For me, if I was just going to get one, I would get the one that comes with the child, the removable helmet, and the additional pieces, the Beskar and ice cream maker. All of that. So there went that backpack again. I complain about that backpack all the time. So you guys, Monday, we're going to go into a deep dive review of the Light of the Jedi. Gray is going to be on with us. We're going to have a panel discussion and Reefer Man reviews. And then we also have Lord Callus from Lord Callus TV. He is going to join us, and the 4 of us are going to go into a deep dive discussion of The Light of the Jedi. If you've not read it, you don't want any spoilers, I encourage you, get the book, read it. Get the audiobook. You can check it out from the public library for free, and you can listen to it. It's a good book. It's maybe not my personal favorite, but a lot of people love it. Some people aren't as much. So if you can get that notification, I just read Gray's comment. If you can, I think you got the notification for the video. The video just came up, which is just the review. That's the second video. That's the one I uploaded that we just watched. So the stream came out earlier. That was for the video. I posted it and had it release at noon Eastern. So that's the notification you just got. But anyway, Monday, we're going to have a panel discussion. We're going to deep dive into Light of the Jedi, and the 4 of us are going to discuss it. We'll go deep into it and talk about what we liked and what could, maybe we didn't, and just have a panel discussion. Should be a lot of fun. That's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday. And like I said, we've got to get Reefer Man looped in, got to get him locked down for it, and make sure that we can get him on the stream as well. So look for that Monday. In the meantime, I hope you all have some wonderful family time. Spend some time with loved ones. Have a great weekend. And I do want to say Star Wars new stuff. Yeah, let's see. There was a comment earlier, and Dale, I wanted to go back. I wanted to go back to your comment, and address it, where you said your friend paid like over $1,000. That was Anthony. Anthony, you're right here. Oh my goodness. He regretted buying his hot toy on Amazon and eBay because he ended up paying close to $1,200 for them. Oh my goodness. You know, hot toys, you can get them for 150, maybe 200 on the higher end. And to pay 10 times that amount, to pay $1,000, $1,200. Ooh, oh my goodness, that's terrible. So really sorry that he had that happen. Gonna be busy. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks so much, Trinity. Appreciate you being here. Everybody, have a great weekend. Spend some great time with your family. I try to disconnect over the weekend and stay off social media as much as possible. I like to keep the evenings and weekends for family, and I hope that you carve out some time yourselves as well. And I can't wait to have that panel discussion on Monday on Light of the Jedi. Until then, you all have a great day, and Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye-bye.